Hey guys, welcome to The Drop. I'm Neha.
I'm Iza.
And I'm Hatim.
A street rat, a princess, an evil sorcerer, and a genie in a lamp. The remake of Disney's Aladdin had it all, but did it do justice to the original? Let's find out.
Well, quite honestly, I was so scared, before going out and watching this movie because I didn't want that, it would ruin my childhood memories. But quite honestly, it didn't. I loved it. I still got the magical vibes from it, and it was amazing. The comedy, action, romance, adventure, the songs, everything was so nostalgic that the nostalgia itself showed.
I mean, I certainly was singing and dancing in the theater.
That the nostalgia itself showed that it did justice to the original animated version. It was amazing.
Do you agree?
Well, I think me and Iza don't share this point because quite simply when you're remaking something 20 years later, a lot of what I felt in Aladdin was seen in so many other movies. And even though the visual effects were very nice, the set design was fantastic, the choreography, the music was all very good. But the movie in and of itself was fine. It was just okay. I think it was just made to make sure that it's a safe movie, everybody can watch and it'll get a lot of money in the box office, but it didn't bring back that same intense degree of nostalgia that you get when you're watching something from your childhood. Obviously Robin Williams's presence is missing, but I think the best part of this movie is that even though Will Smith was deeply criticized, especially when his first picture of the genie came out, he was criticized quite a lot, but he did his best and he made the movie far more entertaining than I was expecting.
Yeah, funny you say that, because what I liked about Will Smith's portrayal of the genie was that he didn't try to copy Robin Williams. He sort of took the character and he made it his own.
The originality was there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even he was the genie, but he was also Will Smith. So you could tell he was bringing his own flavor to it. There was a lot of black culture involved. But again, it felt very out of place in the Arabian setting that they were doing.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like Arabia. It didn't feel like what the Sultanate of that time would have depicted. It was just a mix of a lot of different cultures.
It's funny you mentioned that, because one of the things that I wanted to get your opinion was the cultural representation in this movie in terms of actors or in terms of the costume and the sets and design. Because to me, while I know it was vaguely set somewhere in the Arab, to me, it felt leaning towards Bollywood. It had Bollywood dance numbers. It had those choreography.
It was extremely leaning towards Bollywood. I mean, the random onset of music and dancing in the middle of a movie is totally Bollywood.
The Middle East vibe was there, don't you think?
I think the way Americans think the Middle East is the way they portrayed it. This was a problem in the first Aladdin as well. Nobody denies that now, because it was misappropriating Arab culture. And it continues to do so, because now it's just doing it in a very woke
playing
way.
Up to the stereotype of what Arab is.
Like woke Arabia, like people are dancing around and there's so much color and all that stuff. This wasn't always the case, and I'm sure Arab culture does not represent it even till this very day.
I mean, I can certainly see that. I think on part of Disney, and I don't know for sure, but I think they kept it vague on purpose so as to attract a larger audience, which I definitely think that they will get.
Oh, definitely, yeah. The movie's going to make a lot of money. There's no doubt about that, because the Aladdin branding is going to take it there. But the fact that they had to keep it openly vague is to avoid controversy.
But while Aladdin has been claimed, like people love that it stuck close to the original plot, they did change a few things, and one of those was Jasmine's storyline. They brought in a hint of feminism and the 21st century values. Do you think that was a good change?
I did feel the same thing in it, and I think since it was about women empowerment and it was empowerment of a princess, I loved the idea. It was a change, but it was a great change, I would say.
I certainly felt that too, because as a woman, what I loved was that her portrayal, her feminist story wasn't too out there. They kept it very subtle. She was a princess who wanted to be heard. That song Speechless was amazing, by the way. She wanted to be heard, but at the same time, the story was about Aladdin. It didn't take away the spotlight. I liked that in a way.
Take his spotlight away, and I loved the fact that they kept the premise so simple. especially with Jasmine's story, that she just wanted to rule because she knew what the problems of her people were. She knew how to tackle them, and she felt that she was in a position that she could do that job better than any other man could. And I think that's a lovely proposition to put forward, especially to all the young girls watching across the globe, that even you can be.
Oh, and one thing I would say I was kind of little disappointed about was Jafar's character. I don't know, the actor who played Jafar, he was too handsome for it, maybe. He was too good looking. Jafar needs to be, evil and wicked. I didn't get the vibe from it.
Certainly, the actor was good, but he wasn't a villain to me.
It was a bad choice, I guess.
Well, the movie was a whole new world for Iza, not so much for Hatim. Why don't you let us know what you thought about it? But that is all for today. Until next time.